surprise. What's going on? All right. You guys can't see it. It's over there.
Oh.
Yeah. See if it's working. All right, we're on. All right. Let's go ahead and get going on the notes here. So if you would, read through the objectives real fast. Underline anything that you're like, oh no. And then we'll get going. Load up my lightsabers here. And all the Star Wars nerds in the room are going, yeah, he said lightsabers! Yay! I will never kiss a girl. Okay. Anywho. I gotta edit that out. All right, let's go ahead and get going on this. So we're gonna do some long division for polynomials. This looks awful, and it kind of is awful, but don't worry, you'll figure it out. You'll be okay. Let's there we go. Let's go ahead and set this up. So we're gonna take this 18x to the third, blah 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 blah, and divide it by 3x minus 2. So what goes right here, and then you got that big division sign, and what goes in here? Which one goes right here? Yeah, go ahead and put your 3x minus 2. We're going to divide that into all of that mess. Okay, before we do this, I think we better go back to like 4th grade for a minute. Okay, we need to review a little 4th grade math. So pick a big number, Ham.
A big number?
A big number, like in the thousands.
5,813.
All right, let's do, I'll put it right here. 5,800 and what'd you say? 13. And let's divide into that, pick a number in the 20s, 30s, whatever you want. 27. Let's divide 27 into 5,813 because the rules are the same. So, oh crap, it's been a while. No calculator. Is that Weiler? What do we do?
See how many times 27 can go into 58.
Hey, she remembers. All right, so how many times does 27 go into 58, man? 2 times. So we're going to take our 2 times 27. Gives us what? You can do this in your head. 54, all right. And then what do we do with the 54? Subtract the 54, and we get 4 left over. And then what do you do next? Drop down the 1. And our goal is to figure out how many times it goes into 41. So how many times? Just 1 time. So we're going to take our 27 down here. And what do you do with 27? Subtract it. You get what? 14. Now what? Drop the 3 down. Guess I should have drew my arrows in for you. All right, drop the 3 down there. And you get 143. How many times does 27 go into 143? Probably about 5-ish, I'm thinking. Sound right? We'll try 5. I hope I don't have to raise here. Put 5 in there. Okay, so we got our 35. And that'd be, hey, all right, good for us. 135, which gives us what left over? 8. Do not write R8 at the end of this. I think that's the worst thing we teach in elementary math is to write remainder 8. That's horrible. Make it a fraction. 27 goes into 5,813. 215 and 8 27th times. Putting remainder 8 makes it look like, well, the 8's meaningless, it's just the remainder. No, it's the fraction of how many times 27 goes into 5,813. Everybody okay with that? All right, now let's do it with x's. I mean, this is algebra, right? You do the same thing you do with numbers, you just have to do it with x's and y's and z's. All right, so let's go ahead and follow the same rules, just do it with x's. So we need to figure out how many times 3x goes into what? 18x to the third. So what am I going to multiply 3x by to get this 18x to the third to cancel? 6x squared. There we go. So go ahead and multiply by 6x squared. And when you multiply this, obviously I got to distribute it. Everybody agree? So 6x squared times 3x gives me what? Yeah, that's what we wanted there. That'll get rid of that for us. And then distribute it to the 2. So I'm going to have a minus 12x squared. I'm just lining up my terms. And then here's the part where here's why we did the last problem. What do you do with this 18x to the third minus 12x squared? What do you do with the 54? Subtract it. So you subtract all of that. And that's just because that's how you do division. So subtract it all. The 18x to the thirds will cancel. And by the way, you might want to do something like this, to help you out algebraically. Distribute the negative. Go ahead and make that negative 18 and plus 12x. That might help you distribute that. All right, so the 18x to the thirds cancel. I guess I'll switch colors for you. Those cancel, and we have a negative 33x squared plus 12x squared. What's that give me? You can do this. Negative 21x squared. And then what do? Drop down the 20x. Let's go ahead and bring down that 20x. Just bring it down the next term, just like we brought down the next place value. Bring it down the next term. And then keep on going. So now I'm asking myself, okay, 3x into negative 21x squared. How many times does that have to go in? What do I need to multiply by? Negative 7x. I'm going to put a minus 7x. What? Why did it go red then blue? What was that? All right, so minus 7x. Distribute that. You get your minus 21x squared. That's what we wanted. Negative 7x times negative 2 gives me a plus 14x. And what do I do with all that? Subtract that whole thing. 21x squareds are going to cancel. Make sure you don't put 34x for the next part. Don't forget to do what with that negative? Distribute it. You're going to have 20x minus 14x gives you 6x. And then bring down that minus 4 down there. Last step. We need a plus 2 up here and distribute your 2 to those. And you get 6x minus 4, which means what's your remainder this time? We don't have it. We're good. That's the answer. Okay? So here's what you just learned. And I know it's like, well, okay, I did that because you told me to, right? Here's what you just learned though. 18x to the third minus 33x squared plus 20x minus 4 can factor into what two terms? 3x minus 2 times 6x squared minus 7x plus 4. If I asked you to find all the zeros, could you do it in about 5 seconds? You should be able to. Because just set 3x minus 2 equal to 0. I think you could solve that in about 2 seconds. Everybody agree? Take the 2 over, divide by 3, done. And then the 6x squared minus 7x plus 2, how would you solve it? Equal to 0. Put it in. Oh yeah, we got the quad program, because that looks like it'd be nasty to factor. So just throw it in the quad program. Boom, there's your other 2 answers. Okay, so being able to do polynomial division will let you break 3rd degree, 4th degree, 5th degree polynomials into smaller polynomials, and you can set them equal to 0 and solve. Does that make sense? Ultimately, that's our goal in this unit, is to find zeros for like 5th degree polynomials. So yes, you're going to have to factor like 8x to the 5th plus 4x to the 4th plus 9x to the 3rd, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to have to factor those. Yay! All right, everybody good on this? All right, let's go ahead and do synthetic division, because that kind of stunk. Everybody agree? Well, let's do something way, way easier. And the notes are almost done, by the way. Like, you got like hanging there for about 3 more minutes and you're done. Because synthetic division is really easy. Let's do synthetic division. You guys have done this before, correct? Yeah. As soon as you see it once, it'll all come back. All right, so we're going to divide x plus 3 into that. See if it goes in evenly. Hopefully it does. That means we can factor it, right? So let's go ahead and take x plus 3 into this. What you do to do synthetic division, I'll move down just a little too far. Why isn't that working? There we go. All right, so to do synthetic division, the first thing you need to do is identify your potential zero, your k value. This k value right here is your potential zero. So if you had x minus 3, what's your zero? 3. Everybody agree? If you had x plus 8, what's your zero? Negative 8. You always change the sign because you set it equal to 0, take it across the equal sign, right? Okay, so our potential k value is what goes right here, our potential zero. Reason I'm calling it a potential zero, we don't know if it goes in evenly yet, right? All right, so what's our potential zero right here? Negative 3. So go ahead and put a negative 3. That's what we're going to synthetically divide into, and then you just list the coefficients in order. So what's our first coefficient here? 1. What's our next coefficient? 0 is correct. Everybody seeing why there's a 0 there? You got to go in order. X to the 4th, x to the 3rd isn't there, so it's 0. 0 x to the 3rd. And then what's next? Negative 10, negative 2, and 4. So you just have to list every degree, ordering down. Don't forget, if there's one missing, you got to put a 0 for it. No big deal. All right, and leave a little space below these because you got to put some numbers below them. And go ahead and start your synthetic division. Here's the rules for synthetic division. You just drop the first term down. Just drop that term down. 1. Anybody remember how to do the next part? So you drop the first one, then what? Negative 3 times 1 gives you what? Where do I write that? Under the 0, write your negative 3, and go ahead and do whatever the signs tell you to do. So I got 0 minus 3 gives me what? Negative 3. And then I take negative 3 times negative 3. Gives me 9. Do whatever the signs tell you to do. I got a negative 10 and a 9 gives me what? Negative uno. Take negative 3 times negative 1. 3. Negative 2 and 3 gives me 1. Negative 3 times 1 gives me negative 3. Doesn't go in evenly. That, and put a little box around this or something, because that is your what? That's your remainder. It did not go in evenly. Okay? But I still want you to interpret this. So let's interpret this. We took x plus 3 into x to the 4th, blah, 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 right? Here is our answer. What the heck is this? What's that mean? 1x to the, not to the 4th, to the 3rd, because it will drop a degree when we divide it by x. Everybody agree? So it dropped 1 degree. So this is x to the 3rd. Keep going. Minus 3x squared minus x plus 1. Now let's interpret this remainder. 1 over what? Let's go back to here. It was 8 over what we divided into it, right? So it's 1 over, what did we divide into this? X plus 3. So it's 1 over x plus 3, but that's not right yet. Let's do one more thing. What's understood in your brilliant mathematical mind? What's understood to be between the 215 and the 8/27? Is that multiplied together? No, what's understood to be in between there? Just say it the way you would say it. 215 and 8/27. What's and mean? Add. So we got to put a plus sign right there so people know not to multiply those together. It's and the remainder. All right, and I'm going to put all of this in parentheses and put x plus 3 out here. There, I just factored x to the fourth minus 10x squared minus 2x plus 4 into x plus 3 times that mess. Now that's ugly, and it didn't really help us simplify it because it didn't go in evenly. Everybody okay with that? I mean, ideally, we would like it to go in evenly so it actually simplifies it for us, but this one just didn't go in evenly. You guys good? All right, just a little assignment for tonight. These 5 problems, they'll make you do polynomial division. I want you to do it now because you're going to run into questions. So jump on that, do at least one of the polynomial division problems before you leave, and you're good.